Now, I always talk about consciousness and the power of consciousness, and that consciousness ultimately is God. And your individual consciousness is basically God individualized as yourself. But I rarely, if ever, talk about the body and the significance of the body, because I think that many people on a spiritual path are someplace so metaphysical, beyond physical, that they tend to forget about the significance of the body and how the body plays a powerful, profound role in your spiritual journey. You see, the body, the physical body, is a vessel. We understand the body as something that we use to move, to pick something up, to make things happen. Now, when we think about making things happen, though, we need to think deeper about the significance of using our bodies as a vehicle, as a machine for the consciousness, for your very being, your essence, to actually take action in this physical realm. Well, think of the body as a vessel that produces action. And the action is necessary for you to live out your purpose, whatever you choose that to be. When we think about it, the body is your first manifestation, is the very first thing you actually created. Our bodies, you see, are ultimately the culmination of elements of the universe. And when I say universe, I mean literally out in space, stardust, parts of planets, everything that you can think of is in fact a part of creating your body. But most importantly, your body is a manifestation of your consciousness. So when you think about all the things, all the roles that played a part in you being here, along with your parents, the universe, all of the stars of the galaxy, and most importantly, your consciousness, you really gain a more of a deeper insight as to how significant and beautiful your body is. But really, think about your body as a manifestation of you, a manifestation of your consciousness. This is why everybody's body is different, is unique to them, because it is not only just simply a combination of DNA between parents and your parents' parents and so forth and so on, but is also a manifestation of you, your consciousness, your spirit, your soul, whatever you want to call it. You see, our bodies are not cages. We're not locked in these bodies. These bodies aren't prisons, so to speak. They are actually vehicles and tools to help you awaken, to help you realize who you truly are. When I talk about consciousness, consciousness is somewhat held in the mind. Now, because our consciousness is housed in this body, you have to think about your body as a temple. We often hear the phrase temple of God, right? The church is the temple of God. Metaphysically speaking, the church is your body. Your body is housing this essence called God, which ultimately is your consciousness. When you think about the significance of all of that and realizing, wait a minute, right? If my consciousness is an expression of God and my consciousness is held in my body, then my body is the temple of God. So when you think about the temple of God and you think about an actual house, right? Or actual temple, building, church, what have you. When you look at this concept of this thing is housing God, you realize, wait a minute, now I need to take better care of this house. I need to take better care of this temple. If God is really in this temple, am I doing the best I can to maintain a beautiful structure for God? And this is how you need to think about your body. So when we think about keeping our temple strong, keeping it pure, keeping it free of negative energy, there are different things that you want to consider, right? So you want to consider, all right, what is the structure of this temple? When the temple starts to fall apart, what are the pieces that I'm putting into it to actually keep it up, keep it firm, keep it stable, right? So when we think about the elements of keeping this temple intact and keeping it strong, we really are talking about food. What are we putting into that temple? What are the building blocks of this temple? we're talking about food. So what kind of food are you eating, right? Then you think about, well, when it comes to letting certain people in the temple, you want people in the temple that are going to be respectful, that are going to honor and respect the things that you wish to, keep or accommodate, or how you wish to, what are the rules when it comes to maintaining this temple. Here, we're talking about sex and intimacy. Who are you letting into the temple? Are they respectful? Do they honor this temple? Do they respect the temple? Do they respect God within that temple? Then you want to get into, well, how would you cleanse the temple? How are you going to keep this temple clean? Like, how clean are you going to keep it? Right? So then we're talking about things like fitness and drinking water, right? How are you going to maintain this temple so that way it truly represents your love for God, aka consciousness? Be mindful about how you are living and how you are cultivating the space for your consciousness to bloom and express itself. When you're living in a body, when you're being in a space where your temple isn't maintained, then the God within it cannot express itself fully. So you have to take ownership of not only your consciousness and wanting to expand and unfold and really come into a self-realization of who you really are, but you have to own the fact that this God, the God that is you, is housed in this temple. And therefore, if you want that essence, if you want the God within you to express itself fully, then the temple by which it is housed in must be taken care of to the best of your ability. And so this isn't about judging or saying you should eat this, you should do this, you should do this. That's up to you to say. That's up to you to decide. This is your journey, so you have to be mindful about all of those things. And as you become mindful about those things and you begin to practice maintaining your temple so that way your consciousness can unfold and express itself fully, you will begin to evolve and get better and better and better at it. I've come a long way on my journey, and I still continue to push and evolve and maintain my temple to the best of my ability. And I'm always expanding and growing and evolving. Also understand that your body is a tool. Your body is a tool to help you when it comes to realizing your potential. Things like yoga was created to actually use the body to help realize self, to help you come to true self-realization. So it is using the body, even when it comes to fitness. For me personally, I'm big into fitness. The fitness journey, and when I'm in the middle of a workout, it is one of the most spiritual experiences for me for various reasons. But you have to realize that the body is here for a reason. It's not just something that you're just locked into and housed in to have this quote unquote human experience. It is actually a benefit to you. It is a tool for you to use in order for you to truly understand the spiritual significance of your consciousness, of your body, of this whole reality that has been created for you. And as you go on your spiritual journey, just continue to maintain awareness and mindfulness about your body connection to your spiritual journey, because it is extremely significant. Don't neglect your body because you are on this spiritual journey where everything is above and it looks down on the physical realm. The physical realm has a place that's very important. Without the physical realm, there would be no astral plane. There would be no metaphysical realm. So understand the significance of both realities, the spiritual and the physical, because they both need each other. And when you know how to use that physical part of yourself, you can actually help you to expand, to grow further throughout your spiritual journey. Thank you so much, and continue to join me on this journey. Peace and abundance always.